Hello everyone and welcome back to another speed build. So today I have a one apartment renovation, and this one is in Evergreen Harbor world that came with eco lifestyle. And I talked about this world renovation and asked you guys how can I turn this world into like a better green place, like clean a place. And I wanted to start with this apartment because here is going to live my current like sim, and I decided to go with no CC apartment since I believe I didn't like make no CC apartment for such a long time. And when the basement treasures came out, I was very inspired by some kind of an industrial apartment, and I made something similar in one house. So I decided to build and use basement treasure again because I really do love that. And that house also has like similar kitchen with the same counters, and I freaking love this kitchen. I cannot believe that I made like entire kitchen without using a CC, because you know how much I love clutter and how much I love to decorate. And like I said, it was a huge blast renovating this apartment. So this is apartment for one person, one sim only. So I really wanted to make something for like one photographer and like a freelancer, someone who is not like struggling but living his best life because he loves like photography. And I decided to make one apartment for him. And I really did use a lot of packs in this apartment, but I was trying to find every single item that like works with this style, especially like industrial vibes. I really tried to go with that particular, vibes in this apartment. And I really do love to make like kitchens like this with like exposed brick. I love to use exposed brick a lot, especially for industrial houses and apartments. And I love using shelves like this. And now we finally have a beautiful shelves, even though this is for like a greenhouse, came with the greenhouse kit, but this is like the most perfect industrial shelf that I ever saw, especially if it's not like a CC. So the rest of the apartment, so we basically have, this is like an open concept of a living, dining and kitchen. I did separate this with this like counters and like this industrial column, I wanted to try to make this open as I can because it's very small apartment, and I needed I didn't want it to use a lot of walls for this apartment. So like I said, it's more like an open concept of living, dining and the kitchen. The bathroom and the bedroom are like separate, of course, and I love these vibes. I found so many beautiful items that I can use for this style. Like I said, we now have a lot more clutter, especially that came with the kids. And I know there is a lot of controversy about these kids, but guys, let me be honest, for a builder like me, even the kids are very valuable and useful, because back in the day I couldn't enjoy building without the CC as much as I do now. I was always struggling and and always finding items in the debug menu and using a tool mod a lot, and it was too much for me. And that's why I started using CC, because I really enjoy building when I use a CC. So but now it's totally different. It's totally different story, and now I can say that I can build without the CC with any like problems at all. I still use tool mod. You see me like using tool mod all the time in my builds, but it's like for only small details, for some kind of adjustments, for sizing up, for moving objects, if I can move it like I want, especially for the landscape, if I'm using like terrain tool, things like that. But I really now can say that we have a lot of better objects, especially the clutter. I know they are not functional. I know that you cannot use them. There is no kind of like gameplay behind those objects. But for me as a builder, like I said, they are very like useful. And speaking of the tool mod, did you notice, guys, that I didn't move any window here? I didn't want to move the window. I didn't want to use tool mod for the windows because I know when you download that, it's gonna be a mess. And I really tried to make a perfect layout without moving any windows, because back in the day, I was changing the windows, I was changing the placement of the windows. So this is like a huge step for me. And I'm so freaking proud of myself. I don't want to turn this video like I'm, bragging all the time about me like being, better builder right now, but this is like a huge progress when it comes to my builds, especially when it comes to the apartments, because I never loved window placement in any apartment that we have, unfortunately, especially in San Myshuno. This also was a really like questionable for me, but I decided not to move, especially for the bedroom. It was like I tried to build this, make like a layout before I started even recording anything, because I needed to figure out what I'm going to do and the layout, how I want it to look like. And I think I really make something very good this time. But that also doesn't mean that I'm not going to move a window next time. But now, especially when I'm doing this like, save files and rebuilding these worlds, I really going to try not to use a tool mod a lot, and I really going to try not to change the world that much, because if you're using a lot of mods, it can be very messy at the end. But we are finishing up the bathroom. I really hope that you love this bathroom, because I really did enjoy making this bathroom. I use a couple of like, things that I didn't use for such a long time, because I used to like making this, shower with this like what is this? Like a glass panels, and I really love them. And I remember that how much I love those items, and I really wanted to, recreate again something that I used a lot back in the day when I didn't use like any mods and any CC. But we also have like an office in this apartment, and also like a bedroom. So I decided to separate those two rooms, because I really didn't want to make it like messy and over cluttered, even though it is already very cluttered, but it's also very functional, because I test this apartment and I already have a great idea for the apartment next to this one and for the whole world, but I'm going to take like very easy steps with this save file, because I will not going to rush myself. I'm just going to enjoy, because this is a very specific style. This whole world, it's very like specific and different, and every single build, it's basically very modern, and the items are totally different. And I need time to figure out what I'm going to do and what I'm going to use. And I can say when I'm watching this like speed build, I already made some kind of a progress when it comes to the like, how is that called, like eco footprint. The world looks better now, but I'm still not like completely satisfied. I need to wait a little bit more, and then I'm going to start making houses and community lots. But for now, probably I'm going to renovate the apartments because I really love them. Like I said, I already have a great idea for his neighbor. It's a similar size, but it's going to be totally different, and I really hope that you're going to love a second apartment also. I already started this second apartment, but I'm not so sure when I'm going to release that video. And like I said, guys, we are finishing up. I hope that you enjoyed in this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. This is going to be on my gallery and also on my Patreon page. Love you guys, and see you next time in my next video. Bye bye.